Hello everyone and welcome to an episode of Budget Witch. I know it's been years since I started this channel, and I really just could never figure out a format that I really wanted to make these videos in, but since today is Ostara, or the spring equinox, I just figured I'd kind of go over just some things that I picked up today for the celebration, and it's not expensive. So if you are just a starting witch, or if you are an experienced one but you're in a bit of a financial strain, then I figured I would just show you some things that I got. So today I went by my local Dollar Tree. If you don't know about Dollar Tree, it is more, I think it's only in the United States. However, everything there is pretty much $1.25. Sometimes they'll have things that are a little bit more expensive, but there's nothing really that goes over $2. And sometimes they'll have deals where you can pick up 4 of something for $1 or something like that. So it's just really nice. Anyways, since today is the spring equinox, it is all about, it's all about birth. And that means planting crops, getting them ready so that they can be harvested later on. It's all about just bountiful and plentiful things, and just new life in general. So right away we have these triple planters here. These are really good. I like them anyways. I'm just now getting into gardening, and since there's a lot of different things I like to plant, I do like to get big things like this. It just makes things easier to manage. So we do have 2 of those, and of course, that's going to come out to $2.50 plus tax. So a lot of the spring equinox rituals have to do with blessing seeds and then placing them into the soil. And a lot of the rituals have to do with having seeds on the altar as well. So, and the end result is that you're supposed to plant those seeds after you have basically placed your intention, and just after you've had them blessed by placing them on your altar. And it's supposed to make sure that they grow. So I did get some seeds. I got a couple other things because I'm going to be setting up my altar. So I have my gardening gloves sort of for that when I do the gardening. Again, $1.25. I got these seeds it was 4 packets for $1, which is really nice. So I picked up some sage, some lavender. The lavender is for the goddess Hecate, because lavender is one of her favorites. I have basil, because basil is something that I use a lot in my jars. The sage, again, will be stuff that I can use in my jars. And then I got tomatoes, which is more of like my guilty pleasure, because I just really love tomatoes, and I am trying to learn how to grow some of my own food to kind of cut down on food costs. So if this works out for me, it'll be really nice. So we have our pots and our seeds. They did have expandable soil, which again is something that's very useful, so that if you don't have potting soil at home, I already have some because I ordered some prior, so that's not something I had to worry about personally. I got these cute little plant labels so that when I do transfer them outside so that they can grow, I know exactly what's growing where. This is a 10-piece set, and again, that's for $1.25. We also have these starter seed kits. So seed starter pots. This just makes things a lot easier to basically just keep an eye on, at least at first, and then you can transfer them, and then they are biodegradable, so that is just very nice. And again, you get 10 of these, so this will be good for 10 seeds. Again, this is really good for putting the seeds on your altar and then blessing them, and then you can plant them afterwards. So again, I thought that was something really helpful. Now, just because, your altar is supposed to be this, sacred space, I think there's often too much emphasis on the fact that everybody wants real things, because you have to remember that magic works via the will. So while it does make sense that, we would have, real flowers on the altar, real greens on the altar for spring, while that is the more realistic sort of thing, while that is bound to, while some people might see that as more powerful and more, just better in general, especially aesthetically, I don't necessarily agree with that, again, because of the times and just how everything's been going. Same as, I do have candle holders for mini candles, but I am having trouble finding mini candles. I do know a place of where I can get those, but that shop, it's a local shop, it's not open very often, and I can't really justify making the drive for just a couple candles. So until I have the money to buy candles in bulk and until I have the time to drive up to that local shop to get those specific candles for my candle holders, I just use tea lights. So it's not so much about the scent, because normally I would go with unscented. However, my Dollar Tree did have a lack of candles. Usually they have a lot more, they have a ton more variety, but they were running low on some stock. However, these were green candles that I was able to find, and green represents the spring. So don't worry about the scent, don't even worry about the fact that they're tea lights. Again, you're just using it for the sake of the color, the fact that it represents spring. And I mean, hey, you know, coconut and lime, it's a very fresh scent, you know, so I mean, you could do worse, I suppose. But yeah, so we have these nice little green candles, and these will also go on the altar to represent the spring. So that's part of what I'm going to be doing as well. Now, you can get a tablecloth, but I will admit that Dollar Tree only has plastic tablecloths. I don't like them, and because my altar is on a dresser drawer, like it is a tiny dresser, I don't particularly like the idea of covering it with plastic. I also don't like the way that those look, and I think that the wood of the dresser it's fine by itself. So I don't think it needs a tablecloth. Again, it's just up to personal preference. So another thing that I got these fake vines. Now, again, most people would think, oh, that's, you know, it's not real. But the thing is it represents, again, it's a representation of greenery, of spring, of things blooming and growing. So I'm going to wrap this around my altar. I'm going to make it look really nice. I'm going to have the candles going. I'm going to have the seeds in the soil. So, I mean, you make do with what you can make do with, because again, all of this is done via your will. So, and then in this newspaper here, I actually got this. Now it is blank. And what I plan on doing is, because I've been working with Hecate, what I plan on doing is I'm going to paint this, and then I'm going to print out a picture of Hecate, like one of her statues, and I'm going to actually glue it on here, and I'm going to have it hanging on my wall, in like atop, like hanging above my altar. So again, I don't have the money right now to afford statues, because if you look at statues for Lady Hecate, you will find that they are like $50, $80, all the way up to $300 and $500. So for the mother of all witches, things are very expensive. So again, you kind of just have to make do. So in this case, I'm going to be painting this black, since she is more associated with the night, and after that, I'm going to be putting her picture on here, and that'll stand in for a statue until I can actually get a statue. Part of the reason why you want to go with some of this cheaper stuff sometimes is you literally just want to kind of fill in until you can get better things. And again, it's all about your intention, it's all about your will, and it's all about what, you know, it's all about the energy that you're putting into it, okay? It's not about cost. Now, naturally, real things are going to look better, okay? That's just the truth. You know, real flowers are going to look better than plastic flowers, and real vines would look better than fake vines. And ideally, it would be nice if you could go out into the woods and have a giant tree stump that you can conduct all this with. But realistically, especially again in the times that we're living with inflation, how it is, especially in the United States, then this might be the more realistic option for you, and that's okay. As long as your intention is there, and you know you're putting in the energy, and you believe in what you're putting that energy into, that is witchcraft. So all of this together, this cost me about $15.18. So again, it's not very costly. It's less than $20, and while I did have some of the supplies at home already, I have fake flowers, and I have potting soil and that sort of thing. I already had some of the supplies, but even then, if you were to go the extra mile and buy the expandable soil and the fertilizer sticks, and what else did they have? If you were to buy fake flowers, fertilizer sticks, the expanding soil, if you were to get a gardening shovel and all that sort of stuff, even if you were to get all of that, you're still looking at a range that's below $30. Compared to what I got the other day, I went to a local witch shop, and I bought an altar table, and I bought some candle holders and some other things, and that, just the altar and the candle holders and one one stone. Those things ran me almost $70. So that's 4 items for $70. Meanwhile, I got all of this for $15.18. So again, cost shouldn't be your biggest concern here. Again, it's all about your intention. If you've never done a spring equinox ritual before, there are many different ways that you can do it. You don't have to make a big deal out of it. Again, I'm planting the seeds, which again is very common, where you set the seeds on the altar, you have them blessed, you ask for them to grow, you manifest, abundance and just a plentiful harvest, and then you of course plant the seeds. That is a very common thing, but a lot of the times what people will do is they're literally just putting their intention for the new year. So think of it as like a New Year's resolution, okay? And you can write that on a piece of paper, you can burn that paper, or however you feel to dispose of it naturally. So you can burn that paper on the altar, you can meditate in deep reflection, or you can do whatever you feel is best to welcome in the spring. Sometimes people do some spring cleaning to take out the negative energies of the last year and bring in the good energies of the new. I know that some people sing and they hum, some people dance, and some people just say a prayer, light a candle, and leave it at that. So however you're celebrating this year, I wish you the best. I hope that the spring brings in great things for you, and that any harvest that you plan on doing is plentiful, and that you receive that which you are asking for. So anyways, this was just my little shopping trip, and I wanted to kind of update you all and then show you the things that you can get. I might go into altar making later in a different video, because this one's already like 12 minutes. But thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more of my witchy hauls that I get throughout the year, go ahead and leave a like and feel free to subscribe. If there's any topic that you'd like me to cover, whether that's budget witchcraft or whether it's just witchcraft in general, if you have any questions that you'd like me to cover or that we can discuss together, go ahead and leave those in the comment section as well. Again, thank you all for watching and supporting this channel, and I will see you all in the next one. Blessed be. So I know I said that I wasn't going to do a finished altar result, but I do just kind of want to show you my general altar setup. So this is after the Ostara celebration, and so we went ahead and we put those lime green tea candles on top of my actual candle holders. And of course we have the biodegradable like little pots here. As you can see, I went ahead and labeled them, and we went ahead and had them in the ritual. And then of course I have some stuff that I didn't buy at the dollar store, but these are of course dollar store flowers. We have our dollar store vine, and then down here I have some more flowers in case I needed any or I wanted to use any for the ritual. So I want to go ahead and just go over the cost of some of these other things and where I got them. So the bowl was from Amazon, and it's a little copper offering bowl, and that cost me around $9. And because I have Prime, I didn't have to pay the shipping, but you'd have to probably pay shipping if you didn't have Prime. This is a snowflake obsidian, and I got that from a local witch shop, which cost me about $2.50. This obsidian was a gift, therefore I can't really give you a price on it. But this altar table right here, it's locally made, and it's made from sassafras wood, and it was about $45. So this is the more expensive item on my altar at this time. These little candle holders, these are hickory wood. Again, they are local, and they're from my local witch shop, and each one of these cost $4.95 plus tax. So altogether, the altar isn't that expensive. The censer, I wouldn't be able to give you a price on it just because I did buy it a long time ago, so I wouldn't really remember what the price was, but I don't remember this being that expensive, but this was something that I bought about 17 years ago. So maybe the prices have changed since then. And then the key was something that I got in Germany. So again, I don't really remember the price of that because that was a long time ago. However, I did want to go over another little witchy find that I found today. So I have this shop in town. It's called Five Below, and everything's $5 and below. And I've never been in this shop before, so I was pleasantly surprised. And what I actually found was I got a guided book on spellcraft, and that was $5. I got a Radical Remedies, which is an herbalist's guide to self-care. That again was $5. And then I got Modern Witchcraft Guide to Fairies. I have no interest in working with fairies, however, I thought that'd be a little interesting. And then I actually did pick up something that's not necessarily witchcraft related, but I did get over-the-door hooks, which, I mean, I assume that you could use that for anything. You could use that for, you know, drying some herbs or something like that, or you could just hang up some things that have to do with your craft or something, but you gotta think, take that away, and right here we have $15 and tax. I think overall at the store, I only spent about 20 something. I have the receipt right here. Yeah, $22.26 was the total. And so today was actually a pretty good day. So we spent $15 at the dollar store to get the seeds and the fake vines and the things, the candles for the altar, and some just little odds and ends for Ostara. And then we ended the day with these books that, again, they could be really good. And I saw some other books at this place. They had Reiki books, meditation books, they had other spellcraft books. So, I mean, they had Palo Santo and White Sage, they had incense, they even had some Zen gardens. So Five Below, like, it seems like it's a very, very good shop. And again, if you're a witch on a budget, that would be the place to go. So anyways, I just wanted to show you what I ended up finding today and how much it cost me. Total today, I'd spend about, I'd say about $40, and I got a lot of good stuff that I can use for quite some time. So again, thank you all for watching, and happy spring equinox, everybody. Blessed be.